Right, very good morning. So, um, topic today is Newcastle United and the future going forward. So, there is also um, two songs today. The first song being called Trapped. And this video this morning is about Newcastle United because tomorrow we face Chelsea down in London, and we're going to be facing Chelsea twice. Once at St James's Park in the Carabao Cup, and like I say, once tomorrow, which is basically Premier League. Now, I already said the other day what the result would be. I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that tomorrow we do take maximum points. And I'm going to tell you why. We have players, Harvey, we've got Anthony, Alexander. It doesn't look like Callum Wilson is going to be back for some time. Maybe 3 matches, it may be more. And here's one thing, right? We are currently 9th in the Premier League. Not a very good place to be. However, we do have players capable of firing us back up to 5th or higher. Now, a lot of people have turned around and said this, and I've made comments on fellow YouTube channels in Evermore NUFC. I still believe that we can obtain 3rd, and I'll tell you why. You see, we've got Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon, Bruno, Sean Longstaff. We have Miguel Almiron, who hasn't featured much. And all of these players, they have to step up a gear. Now, that's the main thing I'm talking about, stepping up a gear. Because the Premier League is the hardest league in the world. There's no mistake in that. And for our players, well, you're getting paid the big bucks. And we seem to be in free fall. Why? Why are we in free fall? Is it because we haven't got what it takes? No. We do have what it takes. We have what it takes to these following players to get to 10 goals. Now, Harvey has a bit of a head start on the rest, but we have Sean Longstaff, Fabian Shaw. We have players to come back, i.e. we have Sven Botman to come back. We also have Will Asula, who we got from Sheffield. He needs to push so that he gets into the team. And what he's got to remember is this. He isn't in Sheffield anymore. He's up in the northeast of England. and he has to push hard to get selected. Now, being on the bench, yeah, that's one thing. But getting out onto the pitch and doing it, that's a different kettle of fish altogether. So, in these coming weeks, in the run-up to Christmas, we need to put together a run of games. I'd like that to start tomorrow when we take on Chelsea. And we have to have belief as a squad and as a team. And the thing is that with Newcastle United, I think they have lost their way slightly. They've lost the belief. And it shouldn't happen. Because you're getting paid a lot of money to play football. Yes, there are constrictions, i.e., what's going on. And one other thing, there is a will, and the will is this, to keep us pressed down. We've got to rise up above that. And that means when we're playing games, we have to keep the pressure applied. Now, take our last game. And in our last game, we had a number of opportunities. And we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Some games are going to be like that. But rather than drop your head and think, it's not going to happen today, you've got to make it happen. And that means our players, you have to fight for every single ball. Now, my score prediction from the other day still stands. But one thing I would like to see is Eddie Howe putting 2 up front. Yeah, 2. You see, it's no good us just sticking with Alexander Isak or having Anthony Gordon up front. They need help. And that's where Will Asula, he comes in. He's a striker. Now, we have Jacob Murphy, who can put the ball in the back of the net. We also have Miguel Almiron, Miggy, as I like to call him. But we also have other players as well. We have Sandro Tonali. He knows how to score. And it is an uphill task. Yes, it is. But we've got to keep pushing to get the goals. I've sung it in many songs, legends of old and the new breed. Now, I want to see between now and Christmas, I want to see a run of games where our players, Harvey, Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak, and others getting in on the action. It's no good just having it just a few. If you believe and you get in the position just outside the 18-yard box, smash it. And you might have where one of the others will be in the 18-yard box to put the ball in the back of the net. Because where we are at 9th position, we are just inside the top 10. We are a top 5 team. We just have to have the belief. I have the belief of top 3. But you've got to prove it on the pitch. You have to prove it during 90 plus minutes, because there's a lot of Premier League games now where we are going beyond 98 minutes. And I have faith in Newcastle United to go back to top 5 and then to push for top 3. And I want to see it on the pitch. I want to see us commanding a game and keep on pushing. And if we can do that, the likelihood is we are going to get the ball in the back of the net. Now, when Callum Wilson, when he comes back, we don't know. I would suggest it would be soon. But I'm not Eddie Howe. And moving forward, I want to see three games unbeaten and then push for the 4th. Because we need it. We have to show incoming players in January. We have to show them that what we have at the moment, we can push forward. And there's going to be a lot of people to turn around and saying, oh, no. I will not stop my belief that we can get 3rd. If by coming up to January, we are in 3rd, why not go for the title? Yeah, go for the title. There's no easy games in the Premier League. None at all. Now, you're going to see in other videos today songs, and you're going to see also advertisements. I'm going to do the advertisement myself because I know what I want, and it is up to those companies that I will do the advertisement for to step up to the plate. Reason why is I want to grow my YouTube channel. So, the hope is that this new shadow rule from shout out to LB, who I was watching the other day, he was talking about new rules and regulations, and those rules and regulations are unfair. You see, the Premier League wants to bring in rules to be like quicksand, trying to run in quicksand. You ain't going to get very far very fast. They want to bring in a price cap. Now, a price cap is going to be salary. Now, there are teams in the Premier League who pay their superstars up to 4 times what Newcastle United are paying currently. We have Alexander Isak and we have Joe Linton, who are amongst our top earners at this current moment in time. Well, because those players are basically our top earners at the end of the day, I want to be able to see from our top earners 10 or more goals. And I want to see us controlling games and devastating our opponents. Yeah, we've got the players, as I've sung in many songs. And if all of those players in the songs that I have sung can do 10 goals, come Christmas, come New Year, there's a very good chance we can push and push hard for the title. Also, they're on about a new system of anchoring. Whoever finishes bottom 5 times their spend. Now, there's a case going on at the moment, and there is a divide in the Premier League. That divide is you have your Liverpools, your Arsenals, your Tottenham Hotspurs on one side, and then you have Manchester City, Newcastle United, and others. They're on the other side. And I've said this in my Is the Premier League Going Stale? It's a possibility that the Premier League could be sued, not just by Manchester City, but by others. And this could possibly finish the Premier League. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good because at the end of the day, the more times the Premier League is getting sued, it's a breakup. And in the background, it never went away. You also have the Super League. So all these things may happen because the Premier League has took its eye off the ball. So as we move forward from today, we don't play till tomorrow. What I want to see is a run of 4 or 5 games where Newcastle United keep picking up points. Which means all of those people who I've sung about in my songs, they've got to do the business on the pitch. I don't believe in my heart that we will drop outside of the top 10. But it is possible if we hang our heads. I don't want to say that. I want to see us rise up the table. And that means hard work. So, as I said at the beginning, it's up to our players. It's up to them to prove that they have the right to wear the shirt. And another thing, what I've done as well is I have introduced new colours to paul-gallant-shop.fourthwall.com. So there is things over the next few days where I'm going to be introducing not just printed, also embroidery, in the hope that things do happen, i.e. sales, because I want to grow. But that's up to you, because the Premier League is the hardest league in the world, but we have to prove to the supporters on the pitch that Newcastle United can climb. They can get themselves back up to 5th and carry on from there. So that's what I'm saying to you is the end of the day. And you have a wonderful Saturday, wherever you may be. More videos will come as I close in on 2,000 videos. And I hope you enjoy the content. I know some of you will turn round and say different, but this is my channel. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch. And if by January, by the end of January, we are top 3, let's push for the title. Thanks for watching.